Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixelminders here, and welcome back to Starting Investigations. When we left off, we've been reunited with Emma, and
Yes.
unfortunately reunited with Wendy Oldbag. But Kay has also pulled out the handy-dandy alternate frickin' VR AR headset of the century over here.
Yeah, holograms.
So we can see how the crime was and all the mistakes of the information that we have going on here. And talking about all that, how there's no blood on the ground here when Miss Oldbag said they were killed right here. Right. The fact that there is no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony.
Edgy Pooh, how can you doubt me like that?
Are you calling me a...
Are you calling me a liar?
I expect him to be talking.
I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down.
You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Maybe there was something
Why is there no blood?
There must have been something like on the ground, probably. That would be my assumption. He like landed on something that could then be... It could have been one of these tarps and all that stuff. Oh, now I can look at this stuff? Okay. Look as they broke the stage down. Okay, that's peaceful. Alright, the stage I saw this morning in the center of the stadium has been packed away. Maybe that could be where the blood loss is. Maybe the stage could have been...
I guess this means they're done for the day.
Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start to run tomorrow. So the stage could have been like over here and he was killed on the stage and then they took away the stuff. And
maybe.
So the killer with his gun at the ready. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer?
Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into the little thief.
She has a point. I was about to say, even I was like, why the hell are you asking that? She put in details of a testimony to simulate, not a face.
Yeah.
Anyways, I mean, I can probably logic with the... Unless I'm too fast. Because I could have been like, it was on the stage. That would be my assumption. And that's why there's no blood. I should be too quick to the draw on that one.
But then when they, like... Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, also, like, when they go to put it away, they would notice the blood.
I guess.
If there was that much blood, they would notice something wrong.
Man. No, I'm fairly convinced that did we already, I can't remember if it was exactly like this the last time. There must be some explanation for this contradiction. Perhaps I should go over all the information I've gathered one more time. Huh. In a second, so I can't really touch that.
Oh, whoa, that was cool.
What?
Look, hologram.
Yeah, just...
Oh, God. He's the killer.
Is there anything else around here? Nope, not that I see. Okay. Emma?
And I remember her voice now. It was basically this. This is amazing. I just feel the power of science.
Okay. And how about you, Miss Oldbag?
Of course she would love something like this.
Yeah.
What is this, some sort of new attraction?
Okay, they don't have anything, so... Huh.
They're just talking about Little Thief.
Yeah, is there any difference in any of the... No, this is all the stage. Okay. So, I have no idea, unless I have to present something to someone. I know some people started to say at this point the game kind of gets a little complicated in parts, because I've already touched on the things that I can, so all I really have is... There's anything else
we don't
in the
have
logic tree.
Much.
You know, the victim was the kidnapper, is the only other logic that we have, so we can't do anything with that. So I guess we have to start presenting things, maybe to... You? Yeah, some sort of new instruction. Okay, let's see if we, I guess let's try and present something to you for some, evidence. I mean, you got the pink one, so I don't know to ask you about the blue one.
What about the pendant?
Oh gosh.
Go on, Edgy Pooh, show me anything and I'll tell you all about it.
Very well, what do you think about this?
It's nothing special.
Somehow I figured she'd say as much. Alright, so now I can do the part where I just kind of be like, hey, you know anything about this? No.
No.
Perfect. Understandable. I don't want to pull out a walkthrough, everybody. I don't want to do it. We just got started less than 5 minutes ago. So she's going to go on about Edgy Pooh until we figure out what exactly it is that we need to add on to all the information we have here, because I've touched everything that I can.
Her face changes so much.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's the lineup.
It's like a lineup of ugly thugs.
You cut to the quick. What?
You never heard of that saying?
No.
You cut to the chase, you cut to the quick.
I've heard you cut to the chase, but I've never heard you cut to the... Never have I heard that before.
It's a variation of you cut to the chase.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well then.
You cut to the quick.
only behind the scenes. I'm the pink badger right now to the kids. But don't you think I'd be even more lovable if I kept this headpiece off?
I'd rather you keep it on, actually. Thank you. Think of the children. You're the one who wants to keep their sweet dreams alive, right?
Jesus.
Don't horrify them. Well, that gave us a whole lot of information. How about the photo? Oh, wait. Yes.
Thanks to this, people have been taking my picture all day. It's like I'm one of the mascot characters of this park.
It's not like you are the mascot character. Well, one of them anyway.
But you have no idea how hard it is to be one. You're not allowed to talk at all. Taking away my ability to talk halves my effectiveness as a human being.
I think it improves it, actually, but who's talking here?
You have a hard time not talking, but it seems like such an easy thing to do.
What do you know, young'un? Just wait until you're my age and then we'll see.
Oh boy, is it possible this loud old lady was once a quiet, fair maiden? Impossible. Oh man.
At least he's just like,
have you seen? Oh yeah.
Yet another blue badger? I've had my fill of these things for a lifetime.
Thank you for the extra commentary, but all I wanted is for you to take a look.
Oh, well, right. I guess I can do that, but only because it's you, Edgy Poo.
Have you seen this?
What is wrong with this thing? Why is Blue Badger wearing sunglasses?
How could she have not noticed all this time?
That's the bad badger.
All right, how about the pamphlet? No, there's nothing at all here. How about my badge? You know you like me, so... God, well, that is everything I have to present to her. So, Emma? Oh, wait, you know what? I need to talk to... let me talk to Kay, because sometimes that's where I can...
Yes?
About this whole thing.
Hello again.
So you believe this gadget will provide us with the proof we need?
Yeah, of course. Pretty neat, huh? By inputting info like this, it can recreate the crime scene exactly as it was. Although Little Thief was originally intended to be a training sim for heists.
A training sim for thievery?
I thought there's gonna be more after that.
Deaf ear to that, Kay.
Bah, it's for practice. Practice. It's not like I've actually stolen anything yet.
Yeah.
Besides, we're in the middle of an investigation, so stop nitpicking.
Even if it is just practice, I can't exactly endorse the act of stealing. Although, admittedly, this device is rather useful in an investigation.
Looks like she was about to bap him in the face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
So how am I supposed to use this to aid my investigation?
Oh, that's right. I guess I should explain how to use it, huh? Objects outlined in yellow are things that are not present in our time, but were in the past.
Okay.
Things outlined in a dotted line are things that exist now, but didn't in the past.
I see. No, I don't.
You can examine and interact with replicated people and objects as you normally do. You can even present evidence whenever you find an inconsistency. Oh, and be sure to point out mistakes in the recreation with evidence, too.
Huh. Right, well, let's continue with the investigation. Okay.
If there's something you don't get about Little Thief, feel free to ask anytime, okay?
Okay. I can present... Can I present that there's an inconsistency here? But, because what?
Oh my god. It's like, it's clear and not clear at the same time.
It's like, present an inconsistency. Present it to what? The ghost on the ground? Like, I can't do anything here, and if I check it, he just starts talking. There must be an explanation. Perhaps I should go all over the information I've gathered one more time. I mean, I have the information. I think, unless I missed something at some point in the game and I've broken everything.
Emma!
Emma, hi. Let's chat.
This is amazing. Just feel the power of science.
Yes, hi. Do you want to talk about the Blue Badger Mobile? Yes?
Scientifically calculating and thinking critically about this, then putting it in a way that transmits the feeling that I understand. Woo! Done. She makes it sound like she knows what she's talking about, but she really has no idea.
Admittedly, I'm slightly confused by what she just rattled off. Blah, blah, blah. So that's the nothingness line. So how about that one? Nope, you don't care about the pendant. Didn't feel anything about that coming. What do you think about the crime scene? Murder. Ooh, spooky.
Nope.
She doesn't care at all. Boy, it's time to fill in the time. So how's everybody doing today on this fine, typical episode of... Oh, hey.
Seeing the Blue Badger sure brings back memories. Oh, that's the clip you and I were just watching.
Yes,
I wanted to go back and
indeed.
see what my voice for her was. And then we went back to when we first saw the Blue Badger cardboard cutout that Gumshoe made, slowly crickety dancing in front of the police station.
It's wonderful. Yes, indeed.
I remember it like it was yesterday. It was really something, huh? The red hot courtroom battle between the two of us.
I don't think it was quite as dramatic as that. Well, that didn't give us anything, but how's everybody liking this?
Scientifically calculate anything critically about this.
Yeah, we don't need that. It's hopefully everyone's liking this. We present everything to everything and do every possible action I can in this screen until something happens. Okay.
Now, if I calculate this out scientifically using my time scheduler, aha! I can definitely see all the attractions before the park closes. Science sure is useful, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm not even going to bother asking Emma how she calculated that. Well then, I'm just gonna go ahead and I guess the last person I can talk to is
I've
gonna
never
be
been able to plan out a trip at a theme park where I'm able to see all of the attractions before it closes.
It's a talent, I'll tell you what.
Because the different schedules, and you have to factor in when you're gonna eat something, and
yeah.
What do you think about this?
If you're going to steal anything, at least keep your hands off of my lines.
All right, I'll return it to you. Here you go.
I was hoping for some information in return, but my line will do for now. I guess it's gonna be the repeat. So, hey!
This horse is really pretty.
Don't even think about it.
Okay, I'll just hold on to it then. Don't worry, it's safe with me.
Just so we're clear, Kay, a 5-finger discount is not part of the bargain. How about no,
I've always liked that saying, 5-finger discount.
Yeah.
It's 'cause you take it with your hands.
This is you.
Looks like there's another thief afoot.
Only if we assume that this is not your handiwork.
Are you kidding? You know the Blue Badger is enemy number 1 to me. Can you imagine me ever being on good terms with that thing?
Huh. Actually, it's surprisingly easy. Alright, what about the Blue Badger Bible that you're so obsessed with?
It's a book of information about my archenemy, the Blue Badger. But I won't lose to the likes of him. You just wait and see. I'm going to write a tome of thievery. How's that, Mr. Edgeworth?
The information that winds up on your wanted poster will suffice in this completion. Competition.
Completion.
Oops, that's the wrong way. Ooh, how about the Blue Badger photo?
Come on, the Badger family is waiting for us to find and take pictures of them. And remember, you have to yell Badger get each time or it doesn't count.
They even have a rule for when you take their pictures.
Tell me about it. I was planning to steal all of my shots, as any proper great thief should.
Does the concept of stealing permeate every aspect of this girl's life? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
And I stole my line. And how about the gay wire lamp pamphlet?
I really love theme parks. Too bad we're not here to have a fun time.
So why'd you choose this one, and why choose to show yourself to me of all people?
Because I was tailing you, silly. Duh.
You were following me? But why?
No reason.
That's a wonderful question. Why have you been following me? Well, I have run out of things to do. Hey, is there what am I missing? I don't want to pull out a walkthrough, but they broke the stage down.
Guess it means they're done for the day.
Or maybe nothing. Apparently. But it's the silhouette of the killer with his gun at the ready. It's not possible to recreate the face of the killer. Yeah, but
No.
she has a point. And then the body, and now I'm fairly convinced that there must be some explanation for this contradiction. Perhaps I should go over that. Is there something I'm missing here? I don't...
What? How do what do?
It's a wonderful question. It's pendant. I don't really...
Ooh, whoa.
It's fancy. Spin it.
Really?
Okay. The murder notes. Man, I am. I legitimately.
Are we actually gonna have to pull up what to do?
I think so, because I run in circles. I run in circles everywhere, and eventually the answer will become clear.
Look at her run. She
goes.
Mr. Edgeworth, where are you going? Slow down.
I'm so lost. I run in circles until I get an answer in my head. Because I've presented everything to everyone.
This is how Gumshoe does his stuff.
I can't touch anything else.
Have you
looked at
the car?
Yeah, I can't touch it.
Really?
The only things that I've been able to touch in this area are the stage, which I just touched again. And then we've got
These two.
And then we've got the logic here, but we only have these 3 pieces of logic, which is the victim was the kidnapper. Victim was kidnapper. And then we have the stage was packed up, and then why is there no blood?
Wait.
Okay, lay it on me.
Go back to the victim was kidnapper. Following a kidnapper's prints leads us to a body. It was a victim in a costume. Why is there no blood?
Maybe that's it.
The costume could have soaked up the blood.
That's the only option that we have left on the table, really, so...
I'm a
Hey,
genius!
you are! Thank God you stopped me from going to YouTube. Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume?
So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers?
I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes.
Then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground.
Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume.
You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around.
Footprints, huh? Wonder how we can go about finding some of those. Emma!
Emma!
And now we just have the stage. So now,
Boom!
Emma? Yay, you saved us a little bit of time.
This is amazing. You just feel the power signs.
Hey, can you do footprint stuff? Emma, about the method you were talking about for finding footprints.
Ah, finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed.
Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints?
Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything.
Very well, if you could please analyze the footprints in this area.
Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work.
Science and VR working together.
Ooh, well, I mean, VR's kind of pretty much science.
Hey!
Her theme, yes.
That's so adorable. Okay.
Hey, I found something. Look right here. There, anywhere.
I don't see anything.
Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm gonna look like a fool.
Oh, you don't get to see.
These footprints here are definitely left by a badger costume.
Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest.
Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time.
Nope.
Hey, we got something new. We made progress. Yay, I was
Thanks to
so
me.
worried. Yes, thanks to you. Thank God.
Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters.
I literally got to the point where I was literally running in circles.
Can't wait to see what we find out from this new info.
Beep, boop, boop, bop, boop, boop, beep. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, bop.
Whoa.
Pow. Investigation complete.
Thanks to me!
Thank you so much. So the victim was wearing a costume when he died.
God, if only I was able to fully read them earlier, I probably would have spared us.
It's a good point.
Well, you didn't give me a chance to read them.
I'm sorry.
You're just like this and this. Nope, and then you moved away.
Sorry, I was just looking at the because usually it's the main points you can use to connect them really easily. So is you.
And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right?
And I'm about to break. Okay.
No.
I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We'd be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. Is the fact that he was shot in the abdomen, and that doesn't make sense right now?
What do you want?
Well then, hi to you. Your testimony natural. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please.
Oh boy.
Her eyes.
You don't trust me?
I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and saw 2 men facing each other in that area. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot and the person who shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
Well then.
So, does this mean that Miss Oldback's testimony is a contradiction in it?
Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation.
See, I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag to put into the recreation.
For that we must first find the contradiction in her testimony.
Yep.
Well, how do you know it was 2 men if one of them was in a costume?
Huh?
Having to glance over and I saw 2 men face each other. No, you did because what? It was a blue badger.
Well, that was easy.
Yes, it was. 2 men? How did you know
That's
the gender of the 2
exactly-
people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time.
Ah!
Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony.
Wah!
I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all.
But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier.
The second tier.
Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier?
That was, I was using the phrase in a metaphorical sense.
I see when this stuff has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense.
Hey, that was good.
Yes, it was.
The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap.
I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up.
Were you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there?
Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow.
Fancy. Okay, it's a piece of logic now.
My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young.
Oh,
God,
she's going.
I spotted a good man from
man,
100.
Oh, she's going for a while. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay?
You got it. Beep, beep, beep.
And back to this thing.
Okay.
Okay, so we got these footies. I can't look at the
Feets.
footies. I can't look at the footies, but we'll look at the blue badger. This new silhouette of the victim is in a costume.
The silhouettes can change depending on the information I input. The little feet can recreate more than just people. So investigate away. We may even find more info with which to make a more accurate sim.
All right, sounds like a plan.
The Sims. I
Okay.
play it all the time.
This guy? Silhouette of the killer with his gun at the ready. His face, yeah, that hasn't changed
Yeah.
at all. So that probably hasn't changed at all, but is there anything in the logic that I have here that I can do
Let
now?
me read. Let me read. Alright.
So,
In the shadow of the stage, it was hard to make out the killer and victim that old bag saw in the stage's shadow. The stage was packed. I saw this morning in the center of the stadium has been packed away.
it doesn't say when it was packed away, though, so
No.
that doesn't really... But I can't even... We got the footprints, I can't even touch them. I'm trying so hard to touch them, but I can't.
Or she could just straight up be lying about the stage and it was already put away then.
I mean, we've got a new health bar, and we've only got this to work with, so got this and that, and we connect
Just
it, and it's
saying.
like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Yay!
Look at me go!
The woman's testimony is to be believed.
That woman.
The murder occurred before the stage was broken down.
Do you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief?
Yes, if you please.
Okay. Beep beep.
Oh, is that to add the stage?
Oh.
Yes. Huh.
What would you do without me?
That's a great question. I'd have a horrible brain. So number one, I think we should point out the fact that our killer
You
is...
would have a horrible brain.
All
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
right, we should point out that the killer is in the stage. Literally, like, he has no legs.
Yeah.
There's clearly...
A contradiction here.
Please stop saying my lines.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me.
I suppose in any case it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way.
He
Because there was
glitched
a
in the
very
Matrix.
real stage set up in this spot at the time.
Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything?
Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation.
Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally.
Actually, he might have been under the stage.
Right, Miss Oldbag?
Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage.
But then the
See, now let me update the info in the simulation.
you know what, that actually might have been backwards.
Because from the shoulder to out the abdomen.
Well, no, it was
from above.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know how accurate it would be, but I thought the initial report was that it went in the abdomen and out the shoulder, which is why it was confusing to us.
Yeah.
Which would mean it would have been the other way around.
Wolf boy. Man.
Well, what do we have here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see.
Oh, great. It's Wolfman and his pack of mutts.
Agent Lang, how
In
nice of you to join
uniforms.
us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we discovered that the real scene of the murder is here at the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that?
Little Thief is not a toy.
You two.
Sure. Sir.
Sure. They literally put the thing back up in like 5 seconds.
Oh, wow.
He's like, he just turns around like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And there you have it. You see? Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation.
This motherfucker.
So what? You still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing that the crime scene took place here doesn't let him off the hook. Oh boy, welcome back. I'm gonna...
I really don't like this guy.
He gets
I
aggravating.
love his design, but
Yeah.
I don't like his personality.
I know, right?
Like,
Well,
he
fuck
looks awesome,
Yeah.
but he doesn't act awesome.
How dare you? This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That is the truth your little recreation showed. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we got, especially given the situation with his gun.
Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark.
You see? Thank you for understanding, my little crow girl.
I'm not some common crow. I'm the Yatagarasu, the Raven of Legend.
What did you just say now? Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up.
I swear to God, I'm gonna kick. I'm gonna kick your shins.
Alright, real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage.
I would
And
love
the
to
victim
see that.
finally showed he shot him from on high. Now, okay, so I have two. Okay, Grant, I can't show the thing because is he saying that Officer Meekins was up top?
Yeah.
That wouldn't make sense in most cases because I mean the victim was the one wearing the costume, but I want to make sure on here if it says
Or they could have both been wearing a costume.
true. But I want to make sure, yes, the entry point is the lower right abdomen, the exit point is the right
Oh.
shoulder. So that shouldn't be the way that it worked.
Okay.
So, yep, that's the biggest thing that's been a complete challenge from here. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. Huh? I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean?
You're in the way,
You
dumbass.
said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct?
It's like, hey, watch your language.
I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible.
Huh? Why not?
Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located.
Actually, I didn't get that good of a look.
Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited through his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Ah!
Then,
Yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above.
a clear contradiction.
You're discounting your own conclusions? No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter in our recreation. Killing the victim's locations, they were swapped.
Yes.
Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong. I get it, I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite of what we initially thought.
Yep.
It was the victim who was on the top of the stage and he was being shot by the killer.
Beep, beep, beep. Yeah.
That's a wild fucking toy.
Call it
Blah.
toy one more time.
If this is what happened, it also explained the positioning of the gunshot wounds.
This isn't your everyday run-of-the-mill $5 bookstore spy gadget, mister. But then, what about the footprints?
Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume.
Okay, I'll try using that data instead.
Because that's not going to implicate Mr. Meekins either. Totally, he's not wearing a costume right
Did
now
I say
at this very
bookstore? I
moment.
meant book fair.
You're fine.
Remember how they would sell like little spy things sometimes?
Oh yeah. War of the Badgers. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That'd mean the most natural conclusion. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? No, I wouldn't. Fuck you, and fuck you. I'm turning in Damien over here. Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. He's got more, another bit of proof. I don't know why I almost thought this said another bite of proof. I was like, what?
Because of the wolf.
I asked that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badger mobile. That story Officer Meekins told about the shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the blue Badger mobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it. 3 tire tread marks are very telling. However, is Blue Badger mobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? Well, you know what? We're gonna find out the only way of anything creating a pattern next time.
Oh.
We're gonna rebut all over your face. We're gonna turn you into the butt of this rebuttal, sir.
He already is kind of an ass.
Perfect. It's perfect.